Hi and welcome to our 50th episode, and my name is Sufyan Yus Syed, and I'm in conversation with the Dean and Director of Six Cricket Academy, Mr. Karthik Jashwant. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Jashwant, I would like to congratulate you on completing 50 episodes today. We've reached millions of parents, young cricketers, athletes, and their parents from different sports. What message do you have for them?
Yeah, frankly, congratulations to you too, Sophie. It was well taken, whatever we do, how well it's accepted by the parents. And the response has been very good, and the feedback from some of the parents and the learnings from what we talk has been well received. So that keeps me motivated to go on for some more time. And the sole intention of starting this at the start, if we look about 4 or 5 years ago, the intention was to kindly, gently tell parents as to how this sport goes about. Sport parenting is not an easy thing. The entire focus of the entire family comes on that one child who's taken up to sport. It's not like just going to school and college. So sport parenting is a lot different. So, and not many parents are exposed to it. So that's the reason I thought that, this is because in India, where cricket especially is picking up the way, it is almost an industry or a religion, you can probably say. And rightly, a lot of parents think, why not we have a go with my child? Very right. The least you're getting out of all this is the children are getting fitter. We are getting into that culture of fitness culture, which is not inborn with us. So the present generation are exposed to it, and the larger vision is the entire country is getting fitter. So that is the takeaway for the parent who put their children into sport. So from my side, because like I told you that a lot of parents wants to put their child into the sport. So these episodes which we have been covering from the last 50 episodes, in parts we have been able to convey to parents on different aspects or different subjects which they feel that, because they don't know the pathway. When they come and put their child into the sport, they really are walking in the forest without knowing the direction. So these kind of things have been these kind of episodes which we do have been educating them, and they're so happy about it. And there are many people who call me later on and of course write the feedback. So again, to conclude, the only intention of this is to educate and help the parents from a bit of experience which I have had on the sport field for a long time.
I'm sure like a lot of parents will be benefited going forward, considering every year we are reaching out to a lot of parents.
Yes, very rightly said, because some of our episodes could be repetitive, but the thing is, we get new parents every year. So another kid is joining the academy. So he or the parent of that kid may not have been exposed to this. So that is why the bit of repetition is there. But still, it is a very satisfying thing from my side to have whatever little I could do to the sport parents. I'm very happy about it and the way it's going.
Thank you, sir. So moving on to today's questions, we've got two questions, but I would like to get that into one. In today's social media era, how does comparison, often driven with young parents, does it impact the child? What's your view on it? Is it damaging?
Especially, you see, in the social media, you have a right or liberty to write any nonsense you feel like. Yeah, of course, there are times where there's some very good feedback. There's a lot of learning from good people, but most of it, I would say, in the social media, 90% of it is about unwanted things which are written, and I don't think a good sports person should take that seriously. And of course, it does impact negatively. But if you look at the positive side of it, is sport is not made for the weak-hearted. So you got to live with it. So this is the era. You cannot change them who's going to comment on you or your child. So, but it's all about competition. Sport is all about competition, and if you're going to run away at the start, I don't think is the thing. In a way, it's building you up to take on this unwanted noise. So that way, it's a good thing. From my understanding, most of these sports people who have achieved don't even look at it. I think that's the better way.
But what advice would you give young parents? The question here is, would you tell them to compare or not? Because it's important to also show the child where he's standing, right?
Yeah, comparison is another thing which which the parents do, especially with the neighbor, with the classmate, or friends, or even between brothers and sisters, and that's not a good thing. I've come across this for a long time. It doesn't help the athlete at all, and it doesn't help the family also. And so I just want to take you back to a quote of John Wooden, the legendary basketball coach of the US, where he says that competitive greatness is about beating your best when your best is required. So that means what? You're not comparing with anybody or competing with anybody. You're competing with yourself. So you beat your best every day in practice. That is how it should be. And that is how the parent should look at what is the purpose of bringing your child into the ground every day for practice. Just about competing with yourself and trying to beat what was your yesterday. So that is how you grow. There's no point, comparing with somebody, and how far will you go with that? So I don't think so. The better question, the advice to the parent would be to what did you do today? Was it better than yesterday? Were you were trying on a particular thing, maybe a outswing, maybe a googly, maybe a square cut? Did you practice that? Was it better? So these are the things. So that is where you feel motivated to come and beat yourself. It is just that, when you're comparing with somebody has scored 5 runs, I've scored 6 runs. For me, it's success. But in the real scale, it's a failure. So there's no point in comparing. It's not a good thing, because when you're comparing with whoever, you're competing. You're not getting anything out of that person. So there's a lot of learning from your friend or from your opponent. So that road is closed. That is blocked. So your learning slows down a bit. So instead, you try to compete with yourself. What was your yesterday? What was your last month? What was your last season? What was your performance last season? Have goals set for that and try to beat yourself. That's the best way. And you're not pressurized of competing with somebody. You're only trying to get better on an everyday basis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. This is our 50th episode. We have all the 50 episodes on our YouTube page. Do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.